Well, that was new. So, hello everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to Age of Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. And in this video, we're going to cover two things. And the first thing is going to be what you just saw, and that is the new intro for Age of Nagash. And I say the new intro, really, the first ever intro this channel has had. And I have been really lucky, and I'm also really excited to show you guys it. If you've literally just joined now and you're wondering what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'll put the new intro for the channel at the end of this video, and you'll be able to watch this video, later on demand. You can watch the start, see the intro. But that intro was animated by a really nice person who goes by the name of Dusk Walker. So what I'm going to do is say a massive shout out to him. He is the person who managed to animate this video for me for the intro. All I can say is if he was, charging business rates and everything I saw for this intro, I would never be able to afford it, anything like that. So he's done me a massive favour, as I've always wanted to have a intro for this channel, especially as the channel has grown and grown, and I've been really appreciative of all the support you guys have been giving me by subscribing, liking the videos, everything you guys have been doing. And I really feel like the channel got to a point now where I would like to have like a proper intro, even if it's like a short one. And the beauty of it is, in that intro we had featured trying to remember the word now, Ostrich Brain Reapers, we had Nighthaunt, and we had Flesh Eater Courts. Now the other one we want to have as well is Soulblight Gravelords, and that's in the works. It might take a while to get there, but we're going to try and have something animated for Soulblight Gravelords as the last installment on the intro as well, so something to be quite excited. Also because Soulblight Gravelords was like something very new, we were a bit cautious on how we wanted to go, if we wanted a Legion of Nagash bit of an intro, but I'm glad that we waited so we know to do the Soulblight Gravelords. And what I really wanted to achieve with that intro is essentially kind of bringing back Age of Nagash to its roots, because when I first started, as some of you guys who subscribed to me when I first started making videos, as I'm sure some of you have, back then it was all about death. This channel was a pure Age of Sigmar death channel on YouTube, because quite frankly there wasn't really any other channels making, I'm going to say, much content for death at all. There was the few channels that made like the odd video here, there, and because as a new death player I was fed up with not seeing any death content, so that is why I started my YouTube channel, and that's why I focus on death. Skip like 3 years later, or 3 and a bit years later, where we are now. Like I said, the channel's massively grown. Huge support to you guys for making that happen. You guys are amazing. Every time you subscribe, like a video, smash the bell button, support, share, everything you do is the reason why this channel has grown the size. But because now, where we are, like I say, 3 and a bit years later, I now cover everything in Age of Sigmar and not just death. I would say most of my content still is like death. I've done like a huge in-depth review of like Flesh Eater Courts, Nighthaunt, Ostrich Brain Reapers, and soon to be Soulblight Gravelords as well. But I have done so much content on other armies and stuff, like 20 odd hours on Slaves of Darkness, Beasts of Chaos. I've had about 10 hours, Madcap no got about 10, Gloomspite Gitstone, etc. Now I do all the why play videos and everything else, but I wanted to have the intro really tie in to what the channel and why the channel was started, and that core being death, as it's my favourite Grand Alliance. Everything else literally outside of death, like the only other thing that has my massive interest is Slaves of Darkness, and maybe the new Cruel Boy models. Maybe we'll explore that a little bit on the channel later. But so what I wanted to do is start off this video by saying a massive shout out to Dusk Walker. As like I say, like it's my intro and stuff, but Dusk Walker did everything. I just gave him ideas I wanted to have, and he executed it beautifully. Like I said, like I want to have like a an Ostrich Bone Reaper bit with all sort of like marching, and like something to a Flesh Eater Courts, maybe eating or something like that, obviously, because that's what they're all about. And spooky ghosts, coming out of the ground. I gave very little detail, and Dusk Walker did the magic and made it happen. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you would like to, there's going to be links to these two things I'm going to say in the description of this video. And the first link is going to be for Dusk Walker's YouTube channel. So he has actually got a video on there, and some of you guys may have seen it, and it's all actually about his Nighthaunt, which he calls the Bloodhaunt. And he's painted his Nighthaunt like, instead of it being, spiritual and green and stuff, it's like blood for the blood, but blood. And that's how I painted my Nighthaunt as well. So I really feel connected there. And he's done a trailer for like the lore of his Nighthaunt, which Nighthaunt but called Bloodhaunt, which is really cool. It's a full animated trailer. You can see just how talented he is at doing this. So Definitely go check that out. There'll be a link for that down below. And then the other thing I want to say is that he has actually got an Instagram, which I do follow as well. And this is his Instagram here. So it is Dusk Walker and then XI. And as you can see, just by the sheer amount of stuff he's got, I mean, clearly, you know, death focus as well. So, you know, if you're a fan of that, you know, obviously you're part of this channel. So presumably, you can see like he's done a lovely job lately on this zombie dragon, that really sort of like dark, like AOS 28, I think we call it. Really nice dark theme. Reminds me of sort of like The Witcher, you know, not like really bright, playful colours and all that sort of thing. Just feels a lot more dark and grim and stuff. And that's what I really, really like. And it's, you know, there's loads of great content he's done on here for his hobby, everything else, some conversions, everything like. Look at these, you know, direwolves before the new direwolves came out. You know, loads of really nice stuff here. Warcry. So go check that out as well. There'll be a link for that in the description below. It may say like I haven't followed it, but essentially I'm looking at this on my personal account, but I'll give him a follow on that as well, just to do that. And you can see like clearly he's over 1,000 followers and everything else. So really, really talented, and he really deserves a shout out for how much help he has given the channel. Blown away by his generosity, and it's really, really nice to have an intro for the channel. I really feel like it makes it feel a lot more professional. So if you could do me a favour, and to be honest, you'd be doing yourselves a favour, please go check out his YouTube channel, subscribe to him there, and follow him on Instagram as well. He really deserves it for how nice he has been. Right, okay, so that is the first bit of this video done. Like I say, I will be playing the intro for my videos going forward. It will be like on the outro, whatever it's called, at the end of this video, just in case you did miss it. And the second thing we're going to be doing in this video, which will be in the title presumably, is talking about a new, well, news really, for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And this is a new article that's gone up today. I haven't read through it yet, because like I normally do, I like to wait until I'm reading through it with you guys. So I learn it as you guys do. If you're watching this for the first time, seeing the article for the first time, basically you get my excitement. Bad side is you get mispronounced words, you know, swings and roundabouts, everything else. This is what we're going to go into now, because they told us there were new rules coming for Age of Sigmar in that really, really cringy video they did. But like some of the reasons were it's the best rule set ever and heroes will be more heroic. Like, not really much of a takeaway on that one. You know, things like, oh, reasons why it's good to go second in a battle round. And there was already some reasons to go second. So, yeah. But let's read what they have to say. And what I will say as well is if you guys got any thoughts on what we see here, whatever the news is, let me know that in the comments as always. And also let me know your thoughts on that intro. So it will be great to hear. And if anything bad to say about it, I don't want to hear that, basically. But right, so what does it say? The new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar delivers the most comprehensive rule set ever. I'll be honest, I really like Age of Sigmar how it is. It's not too complicated, everything else. The beauty of Age of Sigmar, it's, you know, easy to learn, hard to master, all those sorts of things. I don't really need it to be more complicated or anything, but we'll see what it says, shall we? So they've got a hashtag, so new AOS. That'll be going in the hashtag of this video. So yesterday we talked about the upcoming era of the Beast in the first instalment of a daily series of articles exploring Warhammer Age of Sigmar's new edition. Today we're taking a more pragmatic dive into what you have to look forward to with the updated rule set. So you're very happy Stormcast here, presumably getting better rules. So the best rule set ever. They love repeating that. The problem is when they keep on repeating this, it can only go downhill unless they do deliver. So it says the core rule set have been rewritten from scratch to create the most concise and elegant explained rule set ever. Great care was taken to retain the feel of the game while adding clarity and making it easier for new players to pick up. Veteran players will recognise everything they love about Warhammer Age of Sigmar, but it's been broken down, analysed, updated and reassembled in a groundbreaking new layout. So it kind of sounds like how they're spewing it anyway, how they're making it sound is that, you know, this is a bigger jump between, like, you know, first edition of Age of Sigmar and second edition. This is actually going to be a much more of a change, but so we've got actually a snippet of pages and about shooting. Oh, this is interesting. So so it says the core rules here. So The rules for making an attack can be found in section 13. So this is obviously just a snippet, so we only get... Is there any more page? Oh, there's a video as well. Okay, we'll watch that as well. So this is all we've got in terms of, rules as written from what we can see. So that'll be something we'll see later. But it says, a unit can shoot an enemy unit that is within 3 inches of an other friendly unit without penalty. That's cool. When shooting with a unit, you do not have to shoot with all of the models in the unit if you do so. If you do not want to. This is different to when you are making combat attacks with a unit, in which case all the models in that unit have to attack if they are able to. Okay, so I'll be honest, I haven't read loads of the rules, but like I've read some of the rules for like Warhammer 40k, and in that rule book what they had is like the big blurb text of how all the, not broken down, just how the rule is written, and then you had the broken down version which was next to it, which sounds like maybe that's what this is, and then we'll read the more in-depth bit here. So when it talks about the shooting phase, in your shooting phase, so you can pick a friendly unit and shoot with it. When you shoot with a unit, you make shooting attacks with each model in the unit until you have shot with all models you want to. So there where it says that you don't have to, but if you want to shoot with all the models, you can do, if they're in range, everything else. It says you can then pick another friendly unit that has not shot and shoot with it, and so on, until you have shot with as many of your units as you wish. Yeah, I think what that's breaking down is the whole... I mean, it's just breaking down the shooting phase, obviously, but like saying you can't... Let's say you've got a unit of, I don't know, 10 Judicators, let's say. You can't shoot with 5 Judicators from this unit, and then shoot with something else, and then go back to the other 5 that are in that unit. We have to resolve all the units' attacks before you move on to another unit, which you can see is repetitive in AOS when it comes to other rules as well, like charging. You have to, when you do a charge, you have to, if you want to make that charge move, you have to do it before you go to make something else charge, basically. But then it says shooting attacks. So when you make shooting attacks with a model, it attacks with any of the missile weapons it is armed with. Yeah, cool, that sounds pretty straightforward. Number 10, so shooting near enemy units, so we could see a change here. So a unit that is within 3 inches of any enemy units can only target enemy units that are within 3 inches of it. Yeah. So presumably that's like the... So I'm trying to think that's the same as it is now. I don't really play too many shooting armies. I just get used to being shot by them, to be honest with you. But I think that's the same. There's only KO players, they'll know, and everything else. But that does mean like it doesn't... Your model with a bow, shall we say, doesn't have to be within 3 inches of an enemy unit. It's just your shooting unit as a whole. If it's within 3 inches of an enemy unit, has to basically shoot that unit. But again, if you get like multi-charged and you've got 2 enemy units within 3 inches of you, you should be able to shoot which one you want. And then the next one, you've got Lookout Sir. Okay, so let's see if they've changed this. So it says you must subtract 1 from the hit rolls. And there's all this C blah blah blah, but we can't see that at the moment. So subtract 1 from the hit rolls for an attack made with a missile weapon if the target is an enemy hero within 3 inches of an enemy unit that has 3 or more models. The Lookout Sir rule do not apply if the enemy hero has a wound characteristic of 10 or more. So I do believe that has changed, because like 95% sure at the moment it's if you're a monster you don't get it. I think Behemoths still get it. Might be wrong on that one, but I know like monsters don't get it. So like, the Daughters of Cain, shrines and stuff. Like the Medusa one, you're -1 to hit that from shooting from Lookout Sir. God knows how, but this looks like a better way to do it, because it's not really about if you're a monster. It's about your size. If you're massive, you shouldn't be that hard to hit at the end of the day. So I think that's a good change. Okay, that's all we've seen. There's going to be more updates on shooting stuff, presumably, because one of the rumours is that there's going to be quite a bit of changing to shooting, because all of this looks the same bar the Lookout Sir rule, as far as I'm aware. But no, I like that change. That's cool. And I like this. So they have made it simple. So when I was here, I was going, oh, it's going to be more complicated. The layout, at least, looks like it might be simpler, for just like a quick read. But to be honest, that doesn't look that much less than that. But that's probably because that's summarising the whole section, not just these not even 4 paragraphs, but I don't know, 2 sentences and 2 small paragraphs. And then it says all the rules have been given a number for easy referencing, and the key sections are clarified with an additional point to make everything crystal clear. You'll also find margin notes which call out referenced rules, points to note, and examples. We asked Warhammer Age of Sigmar Studio for an interview to give you some insights into their thought process. So take a look. So like I said, I haven't seen any of this, so we will see this, and then I'll say my thoughts after.
So with the rules for the new edition, we wanted to look at improving every aspect of it, really, from the way that players would read the rules to the way that they would interact with them on the tabletop, to try and make them as clear and as concise as possible for all types of players: match play, narrative play, and open players. So I think the headline changes for this edition are heroes more heroic, monsters more monstrous, and a new way to build your army. They were 3 big things that we wanted to look at. So giving heroes and monsters special abilities that they can do, not only baked into the core rules, but also ones that we can expand on in battle tomes. A new way to build your army was particularly around match play and core battalions. Wanted to remove the have and the have-nots from some of the older books and try and get everything from a match play point of view on an even footing for the way that you build your army with multiple core battalions for everybody to use. So for match play fans, we've got a few things. We've got a battle pack bespoke for match play in the core book called Contests of Generals, which works very much for pick-up games down in your club or little events. But then we've got a whole brand new Generals Handbook 2021, brand new format, brand new ways to play. Very exciting for match play players. So narrative players get a whole new Path to Glory system, which has been rebuilt from the ground up to include new ways to build your armies around war scroll battalions, new ways to see them grow and improve, not only your heroes but also your units, also including ways that they can take casualties and they need to be reinforced as the games go on. So my favourite thing working on the new edition of Age of Sigmar is the way that the studio has come together, and we basically made it from our bedrooms, which has been an incredible achievement for everybody involved. But I think from a gaming point of view, it's the new match play system that really, really excites me. I can't wait for people to see it.
Okay, so that's the video, just a short one. I'll tell you what. Okay, so this is quite short. So I'm just going to read this because I've written down what he said as well, so I don't repeat myself twice, basically. So it says, with these new rules creating the best battle system yet, those taking their first brave steps into the mortal realms can quickly get comfortable with the basics before drilling down to learn more about each phase. As an added bonus, when you're in the thicker battle and need to check a rule, the new layout helps you find the section you need so you can get back to rolling dice fast. And then I'll tell you what, we'll go back to this now. So just to say that about this article seems mainly just about saying how they're streamlining things, not streamlining things by getting rid of rules, but just making it easy to reference them, like they've mentioned. If all that is true, I'm a massive fan of that, because I'm not going to lie, if I get, let's just see, have I got it down here? Let's have a look, shall we? So if I have a look at, it's a bit dusty now because it hasn't been used for a while, but the core rule book for 2nd edition. If I go, oh, what was that ability? That's like that one rule. I just need to double check. Right, yeah. It just, it takes ages to get through all of this bloody text when there's no. I mean, half of this is lore, but when there's no simplified little, like I said, bullet points basically of explaining a whole section, summarising it, easy to read, like they've done up here. It means that I'm very rarely getting this book out, and because I got it with Soul Wars at the end of the day. But if I bought it separately, I would kind of feel like I've paid for it. I don't like scrolling through it. It's a pain to read. I don't like new editions because it means new things to learn that are hard to find in the book, essentially. So by doing what they're doing, I am a big fan of it. Yeah, sounds like if the layout would be good. It sounds like I was saying about the 40k stuff. So that's cool. It sounds like there's new ways to build your army. So when they say new ways to build your army, they might just be talking about the changes that they say with battalions. My thoughts with battalions is when he was saying that, like they find that some armies, there are the haves and the have-nots. I'm glad that they say that, rather than just pretending everything was fine. When it comes to battalions, it's clearly some were just written not. Some were written badly, but mainly just on like this is like a cool, fun narrative sort of like battalion, like the some of the cities of Sigmar battalions. Not all of them, but some of them. Like if you look at the one for the Living Cities, can't remind it. Is it Pathfinders or something like that, where it's all about Wildwood Rangers and sort of like Wanderer units and stuff, and it's like it's the Living City, it's like a Wood Elf battalion, really sort of thematic and everything. But then like on match play terms, it just doesn't really work well. It's not competitive, all that sort of thing. But thematically, it's really sound. So that was written thematically in mind, and then you have things like in Zeech where you have like the Change Host, which clearly is, thematically as well, but clearly is better in the rules department in match play games for competitive sake. And they're just like two diverse battalions of the haves and the have not. I usually most of my armies I think are mainly have nots, to be honest with you. So when they're going to I want to say simplify battalions to make them all a bit basic. I'll say because they will no longer be the haves, battalions as a whole will become less exciting because there aren't those battalions that are really, really nice and really, really good. So it's a double-edged sword. But on the other nice thing, for the armies that don't have great battalions, you'll feel like more of an even footing, I think they mentioned, compared to the armies that did have really good battalions. So it makes me wonder, like the Soul like Gravelord battalions. I don't really like any of them particularly. But are they going to change? Because this new core rulebook just going to say like, every army has access to these sort of battalions, so they're just like a battalion of 3 battle line units. What does it do? It gives you an extra command point, like, and it costs you 50 points to take. Roughly, are they just like? Do they give you any other benefits apart from having an extra command point and potentially another artifact? Because I don't think they'll take away the artifact system unless they really rebuild how you change your army. Because otherwise, you can only have one artifact in your army, which is. Most of the time I do only have one artifact, but it's nice to have a battalion because then it gives you the other options. So again, it's just speculating and we don't know. Sounds like Path to Glory, that's going to change as well, which to be honest, I haven't played Path to Glory. I'm a massive fan of the narrative and getting back into playing Warhammer now on the tabletop. I've played like 2 games of Warhammer Quest and 1 game of Warhammer Worlds, always call it Warhammer Worlds, Warhammer Underworlds from Warhammer World. And I really like those games, and really because it's the narrative side, and I am definitely getting back more into the narrative as we can play games again, because I really sort of like feel like I've always been like kind of missing that story, and you get tied far too much up into who's got more victory points than the other person. I understand that's how you play Age of Sigmar competitively, but I want to take for myself personally like a step back and just enjoy the story a bit more now that I can finally meet up with my gaming buddies again and really make the most of it and have a good fun while we're playing through stories and campaigns and stuff. But the reason why we've never done Path to Glory before is because some of the battle times just feel unbalanced. Like I think the Legion of Nagash battle time, you could start off with like a Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, whereas you look at the Ostrich Bone Reaper one and it's just almost like the power is half. So I get it, slow build, armies and stuff, but it just isn't balanced. And I get it, it's narrative, but you can't just say it's narrative, so balance doesn't matter, because it's a campaign system where if you win your games you get rewards, and so then the unbalanced just increases and stuff. So I'm happy to see they're going to look at that and change it up, and maybe I'll give it a go. And I think that's really about it that they said from what I can remember. Really sort of they are nailing down on this rule set will be more easier to read is the main thing. So the last thing they say is, if this leaves you eager to learn more about what's on the way for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, you're in luck. Catch up with the Dominion unboxing event to see what's in the launch box, then check back. Okay, so we've already seen that, but if you haven't, I did a review of it with a couple of people who nicely joined me, Luke and Yasmin, and what we did is we went through it. It's about a 2-hour video, but you can go check it out on my channel if you'd like to, or check out the preview what the Warhammer guys did. But they say then check back here tomorrow for another look at the new edition. Okay, so this is making me feel like that new edition is maybe going on pre-order very soon. They did say it's coming out in June, but I'm not going to say it's not going to come out. It's not going to pre-order this Saturday, but maybe next Saturday. You know, because this Saturday feels really too short unless it's like a surprise. Then it will really sell out quickly, but I think it will come out. Pardon me. Next Saturday, maybe they'll pre-order at the earliest. That could be pretty cool. It says if you haven't already visited the Warhammer Sigmar website to find out everything there is to know so far and watch the unbelievably awesome cinematic trailer. I did really like that trailer. It was cool, but it definitely didn't feel like I had as much money spent on it as the 40k 9th edition one. I would just have to say. It says, trust us, it's worth rewatching a few times. It is a good trailer, but clearly not the same budget. It then says to make sure you don't miss a thing about the new edition, sign up for the dedicated email, blah, 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 that, or subscribe to my channel. But so we've got that. That's all what this really is. It's just like, it's given us a bit of an insight, and that's all we've really got on it. And like I said, a lot of it is just speculating at this point, which we can do, and we have speculated a bit. And let me know your speculations down below in the comments, but we will just find out more as the dates go on, really, evidently. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this. The only sort of real change that I think we've seen here compared to what we already knew, because this video just kind of felt like the 8 new 8 reasons why Age of 3rd edition is great or something like that. The really cringy video. This just feels like how that video should have been done, and this video I think is half the length. So like, good job here. I think that's how that video should have been done. Just a lot better, isn't it? Yeah, so I think the only change we've seen is the lookout Cyril, and it hasn't changed dramatically, but it's certainly changed quite a bit. And trying to think, it's probably made it easier for shooting units to get rid of heroes, because there's probably less heroes in the game that were above 10 wounds, that weren't monsters, so they were benefiting from it, than heroes that were monsters and above 10 wounds. Yeah, so I think there's probably going to help shooting, I think, but this is like a snippet of all we see on the shooting rules. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that as well, as it would be great to hear that, of course. And, you know, check back tomorrow and I'll do a news video every day. I feel like the article was worth it, essentially, from what I've heard, or, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the news is like. But yeah, let me know down below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you absolutely smash that like button as well, subscribe button, and that bell notification. 3 easy buttons. Really helps out the channel by liking the video. Shows to me that you like this new sort of stuff, and it shows me, especially in this video, that you like that intro, because that's a big thing that I've been looking forward to showing you guys. And, you know, it's finally that day's here, so that's really quite cool. So like the video, subscribe to the channels. That's how the channel grows, of course, and then smash the bell notification so it means you never miss one of my future videos, especially if you want to hear a lot of the news for Age of Sigmar 3rd edition, of course. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments. You think you will know someone who enjoyed this video, make sure you share with them, as I always say. And make sure to join the Discord community. We've got a link to it in the description of this video. So many people have joined. We're on about, like I say, about 270 now. It's a really nice community, really welcoming to new players as well, and people who are just generally excited about all the changes happening to Age of Sigmar. So definitely go check that one out. Remember to go check out Dusk Walker as well, which there'll be a link to his YouTube channel where you can see the Bloodhaunt trailer, and there'll be a link to his Instagram as well, so you can check him out and follow him there. Show him some love. He's done the channel a great favour by doing this. So massive thank you to you, if you are watching this, Dusk Walker, so much for your help on making this channel have an intro. Really quite cool. And I will play that intro in a moment as the video ends as well. So if anyone missed it at the start, you can stay around to see what the Age of Nagash intro is like. Generally really excited by it. Okay, and then the last thing I want to say as well is, if you'd like to support the channel a step further, I have got a YouTube membership that you can join. So it's Age of Nagash membership. So if you click the join button next to the subscribe button, it'll allow you to become a member here at Age of Nagash, where you can give anything from just £1 a month, goes straight towards the channel, keeps the channel going. Might sound like a small thing, but honestly makes a huge difference and allows me to keep doing this. As I always say, the amount of time, effort, resources and stuff you put into YouTube, there's no profit in it or anything, but what these amazing people show to me, that they're willing to support me on that much on a personal level, that I can justify putting all this time and resources into doing this. So Huge thank you to these people. Also, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, you'll find a link to my Patreon on top of the description down below. We can give anything from just $1 a month. And like I say, it's the reason how this channel keeps going. If I didn't have any of these beautiful people, I wouldn't be doing these videos. So my biggest supporter is going to be my Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, who is the faithful Filq. So thank you so much, Filq, for being a Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. Honestly, at that tier, as I always say, always surprised by how generous you can be, but it really shows how much you're willing to support the channel, so thank you so much. And then my Morgasts, who is going to be Bleed Red, who's been a Morgast for a long time now, so thank you so much there as well. And then my vampires, who are Mir, Stence, Rouse321, David A, Ronni H, Darren L, SpareBear, Christopher H, Northdrop, Nathan F, Andrew G, and Ben C. Thank you all so much for being vampires. You know, the core of what keeps Age of Nagash going. And then my Necromancers, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W, Cranky Wombat, Madcap, Christopher C, Christopher F, James S, Thomas B, Steve T, James T, Patrick F, JJ and R, Christopher. Thank you all so much for allowing me to keep this up and trying to help as many people get into our great, amazing hobby and to continue their journey, especially through Age of Sigmar, to try and give people as much help as I can with that. I'd like to say a special shout out to Ben C as well, who is a regular on my Discord and who's even joined me for, we did a video talking about all those Soulblight Gravelords, you know, leaked War Scrolls and stuff, and he joined me for that one, and he's decided to become a vampire. So thank you so much, Ben, for making that commitment, and really, you won't regret it, and it's going to massively help out the channel. So thank you so much. And like I said to you guys, if any of you would like to become one of these amazing people, make sure you click the join button to become a Age of Nagash member, or click the link to my Patreon on top of the description down below. But if you can't do that, guys, no worries at all. But if you did enjoy the video, all I ask is you smash the like, subscribe, bell notification if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys have been doing that lately. Hasn't gone unnoticed. I really have noticed it, and it's great to see. We're getting closer and closer to 6,000 now subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. It's a great time here on the channel. And like I said, 3 easy buttons to press makes a huge difference. And, you know, best part, it's free at the end of the day. But above anything else, I'm just glad that you came and checked out this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember to stay safe, stay hygienic, and of course, wash your hands and wear a mask. As by the time 3rd edition comes around soon, hopefully you'll be able to play it on a tabletop somewhere near you with your gaming buddies. And above all else, remember to stick around for the outro of this video, which is the new intro. And remember until next time that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.